I'm Todd and welcome to Acme Machining. It's an exciting day today. We got viewer mail. The box says it is from Johnny Wang of Accusize Industrial Tools in Richmond Hill, Ontario. I was talking to Accusize a couple weeks ago and told them what I was doing on YouTube and told them I was interested in their 3-jaw 8-inch chuck. And they asked me if I would do a review on it, and they would send me a chuck. This is a reversible jaw, so you can take the jaws off and flip them around for inside or outside work. And it is a direct mount for my lathe, and it takes the I think it's the D1-4 direct mount. So I'm going to get this done up, clean it all up, check it out, and we'll get on the lathe later and see how things are. So thank you very much, Accusize. I believe the guy I was talking to was, his name was Alan. So if you need anything, I use a lot of Accusize stuff already on the lathe. I've got a whole bunch of their tool holders. I got their tool holder posts, which is real nice because it's a wedge style, and their stuff is a lot cheaper than the name brands, but they work just as good as them. So very happy to have this, and carry on. We're going to have some fun today. Okay, now of course you all know I've been a mechanic for all my life, doing machining as an extra, and one thing I've heard about these offshore, not Accusizes, but other offshore stuff, is that the castings are very poor, and they're packed full of swarf and stuff like that. So I decided the first thing I want to do before I put this into service is, like I said, I'm a mechanic. I want to see what's inside. So, and you know what? That is all very nice looking. I'm looking at the teeth on the pinions, looking at the stroll itself, and it is just a piece of art. The only thing I'm going to do is I am going to stick some grease in there. Wipe the end off the grease gun. If you want to make sure you're getting clean grease, give a little pump and then wipe it off. That way, if you stuck it in some dirt, you're not pumping dirt into your everything you're trying to save. Now this here is the clean side of the chuck. So it's not like I am going, and again, wipe the grease nipple off before you put it away. This is the clean side, this is the sealed side. Make sure everything lines up there. Just going to put a screwdriver on these three. They're long enough that they don't need to be driven down, and I didn't drive them down because you see me just twirl that out with my fingers. The backing plate of the chuck will definitely hold things on, but I am very impressed. And I want you guys to see the inside of this because I think Accusize is a great tool company. Like I said, I've got my quick change tool post. It's a wedge style. I'll show you when we get over to the lathe. I did put a witness mark here. And like, even their back, it comes with threaded holes so you don't need to hammer this off. You put an 8mm 125 in there and you push it off. My witness mark. Always put alignment marks when you're taking something apart. And that fits nice and snug. There's no flopping around there. And until you get all of them in, like I hit bottom and it turned off. The same thing over here. I don't know if you noticed, but I back them off because just in case there's any problems with getting all your screws started. Once you got your screws all started, of course, put them in, tighten them down. I'm going to grab a torque wrench off camera and get that in. Just want to make sure I'm not running out of time on my camera. Now, there is a line in these. And what that is that is a baseline for putting these in. So you screw these in until that baseline is at your surface. And all these do is they go in and they stop these from moving. I'll try to do this left-handed. And there I am at my baseline. And see, these here go in and they don't need to be super duper tight. When they're in your lathe, the lathe sits here so they can't back out, and as soon as I put that in, I can't turn that anymore. I am not putting them in right at this moment because, like I said, this line here is a base line. Why I call it a baseline is you put it in your chuck, or your chuck on your lathe, and when you tighten the locking dogs on the lathe that go in these here, they have to line up in a 90-degree arc. They have to be inside that arc to properly work. So if it's loose, if it goes past the arc, I'll give it another turn. If it doesn't make it into the safety arc, you might have to back them off a turn. So I'll get you over the lathe and we'll be back. I'm just going to take some cleaner, clean all this up. This thing has a nice huge bore in it too, so we'll see you in a minute. Whenever you're changing your chuck, make sure you wipe it down. I don't stone these, I feel them. If I felt something, I might stone it, but it's just your whole accuracy of your lathe starts right here at the face of your chuck. And again, I've wiped this off over on the bench. I'm lining these up because I don't have the locking screws in them yet. So when I was talking about setting the height of those cam locks that I didn't put the lock screws in, right here, yeah, you can see it. You line this mark up with your, I'll try to talk softly because I'm right close to the camera, sorry. This here's your locking dog, and it's got an alignment mark. You align it with this when you're removing or installing your chuck, okay? Now, this alignment dog, when tight, has to live between this V mark and this V mark. I'll come up from the bottom. So that alignment dog needs to be between this point and basically the point it's at right now. Okay, so you can see this here one was aligned for install. And I didn't tighten right up on it, but that there is in a good spot. And that is in a good spot. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go back to my disengage marks. Okay, sorry about the delay. That's just finger tight. But see, that there cannot do a rotation. So I set them up in their baselines like I mentioned earlier. these are in their living position now. Unless they're removed, they don't need to be reset. So I gave them a good snug, and that one is good, that one is good, and that one is good. So I'm telling you, that is one beautiful chuck on this machine. It came with a 6-jaw, it came with a 6-inch 3-jaw scroll chuck, and it came with a 8-inch 4-jaw independent chuck. And I've always wished that I had an 8-inch, and now I do. And I've got to say a big thank you to Accusize Industrial Tools. They are at AccusizeTools.com, and I will print that out in the video. And 1-888-668-0012, and I will also put that in the description of the video, and I will print it on the screen as best I can. So I'm going to shut this off and bring you back here in a minute. All I've done to this truck, other than take it out of the box, is I took the back off, as you've seen. I inspected the pinions and the ring gear, which are perfect. I put some grease in there because I'm never going to be in there again. And I just cleaned up the exterior of it. I did check the scroll, and it looks as beautiful as the ring did. It's beautifully machined piece of equipment. All I did was clean off any packing grease, and I put a dry graphite on the scroll and the whatever you want to call them, the jaws where they slip in, like this surface here, and these here are really snug. They're really snug, and I put dry graphite on there. Now dry graphite dries to it's graphite. It's like the stuff that's in the center of a pencil. It's nice and slippery, and it doesn't stay wet, so it doesn't collect all the swarf that we've got going on. So what I'm going to do right now is I am going to get a gauge pin and a dial indicator, and I'm going to see what the run out, if any, on this, because one thing I really like about this is my last chuck had 1.5 inch through hole. Now this lathe only has 1.5 inch throat through the center shaft, but the nice thing is I couldn't take and bury that into my chuck. I could only go that far before, so all that was holding anything was I was just holding by the length of the jaw. And this is so much nicer to get in, because these jaws, and I'm going to grab my hook scale here, that actually has a 2 3/4 inch, or as Curtis likes to call it in Australia, 2 3/4 bananas. But yeah, this one is 2.5 inches across, and like I said, that has got 2 3/4 inches of holding jaw right there. So I'm going to bring you back once I get things a gauge pin and a dial indicator set up, and we're going to see what the total indicated runout is. The best I could get my 6 jaw was 3,000 total indicated runout, and I've got a witness mark where I've always aligned. I'll go handheld here. I don't know if you can see it, but oh, come on. Yes, you can. Okay, so I've set up my 1/2 inch gauge pin with my dial indicator. See if I can zero that for you kind folks. And I have less than 2,000 total indicated runout. So that means this thing is within 1/1000th of an inch. Now off camera I like to check and make sure that nothing changes with indexing the chuck to the lathe, because I've got my little witness mark that I showed you there, and I will put a witness mark on my chuck. For right now I'm just going to put a line on there because I want to use it a few times and make sure, and then I will put just a center punch. That's all I use. But yeah, I'm going to pause for a minute. I'm going to go look up total indicated runout unless I have it in there. Paperwork here, and it is actually saying I'll see if I can get that in frame there. Yes, I can. 8 inch total indicated runout is supposed to be within 3.9 thou, and I'd say I'm 1.8, 1.9, seeing how close I can get with my eyeball, but I am very, very happy. So there it is. Accusize Industrial Tools. That is just a beautiful chuck. Okay. And I mentioned before I have their quick change tool post holder. I also have many of their tool holders. It is a wedge style tool post holder, and it holds things very, very nicely. Okay, very pleased with it. I used to have the one with the piston plunger in there, and anytime you got into cutting anything that was a little heavier, it was all over the place. But with this wedge style clamp, I bought this from them a couple years ago. I've got probably half a dozen of their tool holders. I just love it. And now I've got their 8 inch chuck, and I just love it. I can't wait to do more with them. And right now I'm going to take the jaws off and just have a look at them, because this is going to be a nice treat to have the reversible jaws. So I'll be back. Okay, as I've mentioned, this here has reversible jaws. So rather than taking them all the way out of your scroll, nice tight fit. Now I can take and I can turn these around. Sure, these will free up over time. Sorry about my arm. This is just a big chunk of lead. Into neutral here. Excuse me a minute. Okay, I got these jaws reversed, so now this here works as oh, I'm gonna find neutral because I'm in low gear. Now I've got the external jaws and I didn't have to run the scroll all out and watch which ones are numbered and make sure they're all. It's just unbolt it, flip them around, bolt them back up, and you're ready to go. I'm very pleased with this. I've been looking at it for a while now. I've been shopping for you've seen the new mill in my other video that I got last November, and I had to put off getting this because I was counting my pennies and begging my wife to let me buy it, so had to get a lot of things in order before I could do that. And they asked me if I'd do an honest review, and they'd send me the chuck, so I was very pleased with that. I got it within a week. They're here in Canada. They do ship worldwide. But I am just stoked over this chuck. It is beautiful, and to have a 2.5 inch throat on it, it lets me get a lot more in here. And there's a lot of things I was doing with my 4 jaws so I could grab it a little deeper, and this is just going to be very nice for me. Check these people out, AccusizeTools.com. I'll put it in the description. I'll put it on the screen. Like I said, they ship worldwide. They have all kinds of tools, all the measuring tools and gauge blocks and milling cutters, and like now that I've got this, I've had my eye on a 5C collet chuck, and that's going to be my next piece that I want. I've told you when I was doing my rotary table video that I'd love to have a coaxial indicator, and I'm sure it's going to be from Accusize. Like I said, I cannot be more pleased with their products. They are top quality, and what more can I say but thank you very much, Accusize. Please check them out. If you contact them, tell them you've seen their product on Acme Machining. Please give me likes on this video, comments, that way they can see the comments when they look at it. So comments are very important. And another thing that's very important to me is subscriptions, because subscriptions makes the YouTube world turn round. So please like, subscribe, comment, and take a look at AccusizeTools.com and give them a try. I have no regrets with buying from them. Great people, quick shipping, and great product. So thank you very much. This is just a piece of scrap out of my scrap pile. It's a piece I was working with when I made my big fly cutter for doing cylinder heads. But that is a 6-inch piece of round aluminum, and it fits in that chuck. Just seeing if I can get it in the center ones. That is held in the second step of this chuck, and like I said, it is a 6-inch piece, and I've got 1.25 inches, so like I could go 8.5 inch out here, and that is just huge. It fits nicely. It's all kinds of clearance here, like don't put your hand in there because you won't get it back, but I've got lots of clearance in there, and very pleased. Couldn't be happier. AccusizeTools.com. The guy I dealt with, his name was Alan. Great gentleman to deal with. They ship things out UPS, and I got this within a week, so give them a shout. Have a great day. Gotta love it. I'm so happy to have this. Accusize Industrial Tools. Great unit. So I was talking to Alan from Accusize Industrial Tools while I was doing this review. And he's agreed to offer a 5% discount. You go to their site. I think you can also do it through Amazon. And you use the promo code QMCTECH. That's the name of my company. And you'll get 5% off your order. They've got some really nice stuff there. Check out their site, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button. I really appreciate it, and I hope to be doing a whole lot more from Accusize for you guys, so you get to see their products, and I'm going to keep buying them. I know that. I love their stuff, so check it out. It's 5% off. Thank you very much.